Okay, I guess we should begin. My name is Dekolade Adenipeku once again, and I'm the host today. In life we all have story to tell. It could be one or two or three. Today I have with me Stanley. He's my brother from another mother. He's a Nigerian, but he resides in Morocco. He's here today to tell us the story of how he started from, day one till today. He's an innovator. He's a CEO and the founder of SparkNote and Architect. Am I right? Architect Hub, right? No, Architect Hub. Architect Hub, yes. Architect Hub. I got it right. So please, you have the floor, Stanley, please. Thank you for showing up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stanley Anigbogu. I'm 20 from Nigeria. Actually, currently, right now, I'm studying engineering in Morocco. I'm an innovator and storyteller, also the founder and CEO of Artecops Nigeria. It's literally what I started at the age of 15, 16 years old. So I am going to start with my story. I started like every young innovator and entrepreneur started basically from scratch. So the first stages of my life that I started with was when I was in secondary school. It was a very crucial point of how I started. Firstly, I didn't know I was really good with science and technology or anything at all. I was confused. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life because at a very tender age, I was put onto the responsibility I had to be a great and successful person by my parents. Like, it's basically the Nigerian culture where your kid has to be better than the other kid. So my parents kind of like, especially my dad, had to make sure his kids were very successful. But that puts me on a different path because I wanted to be successful in a different way. My kid sister was literally a brainiac. She was very good in classes. She had great grades, like very good grades. But I had very bad grades, very, very bad grades. So let's say we are 14 class, I would come 26th position. It was very, very funny. When I tell people that I was a very dull person in school, but people like find it hard. So when I started going, it didn't happen to certain points in my life whereby the only person that always the only person that always kept me motivated was my grandma. So it happened when she passed away. Before she passed away, she always had this word she told me. But before she died, she told me in my language, in Igbo language, "Dike Ada Nwanwu," which means legends never die. So these words actually sank into my mind at the age of 14 and 15. I had to literally find the meaning in those words and rediscover myself. So I started my journey as firstly as a young entrepreneur in school, whereby they would give people projects and I would have to make the projects for them and get paid. So that was when I actually started making money. I make projects for people and I get paid. So developing that entrepreneurship mindset was using my skill to make money was the first step. Then as I changed my school where I studied at Christ the King College, it was where I learned that I was very good in science and technology because I was put into the quiz class, but I couldn't participate in quiz because I wasn't one of the top 3 smart ones. So I was like always kept for reserve. And it's very funny in life that we stay at places whereby people keep us as reserve and we do not do anything to get out of the reserve. We just stay there and hopefully that things will happen. So for me, it wasn't like that. I really wanted to be known and change the way people see me. So I started as a young innovator by making science fair projects with the help of my friends. So when we started, I sent an invite to 15 people, or basically more than 15, I think it's 20. And every single one of them rejected. Like, no, we don't want to. Then 2 other guys, I didn't even send them a request. came to me and told me, hey, we love what you want to do, we're interested. They put in the first money that we used for the project was 3,000 naira. I remember that first savings. I had to sell my provision to use the money for my first project. So after succeeding in that, it was literally hard for us to succeed in that project. We are trying to make a hydroelectric plant that would use water to produce electricity. So the project didn't work out. It literally went haywire at first. One of the guys that was on my team gave up. He said we should give him back his money. He doesn't want to do again, that our project is not working. So I got sick in the process, like very sick. But the part of the project that wasn't working, I got the inspiration while I was in the hospital. So when you're trying to be a creative person, you have to keep your mind open at every point. Your mind has to be open for information to flow in. Um, has Jason Brand would always say, the human mind is not, we are not omnivorous or carnivorous, we are infovorous. So the human mind is always ready to consume information. At every minute we are consuming information. Even right now, your mind is consuming much information, even not only what I'm saying, by my glasses, my hair, everything. But if you're able to look and pick up those points in life, that's what makes you a creative person. So I was in the hospital, then I looked up in the ceiling and saw how the ceiling fan was rotating. That was how I got the idea on how to solve the problem. So coming back to school after being in the hospital for nearly 2 weeks, I told my friends, hey, I got the solution. So we worked really hard. We were only two. Later on, we had two other people join us because they just wanted to explore their passion as well. So we started. Then it took us like a month, but we succeeded. And to be honest, we spent 9,000 naira in that project, but the school gave us around 50,000 naira for that project, and it was very fun. And I was so happy that the time, the effort I put into that project, that I was able to gain back more than that. But for me, it was not about the money at that point. I was just happy that the project was able to work. But it's not about making a project to work, it's about the next battle. Is that project going to achieve the dream you set for? So that point, I wanted to be one of the best innovative students in Anambra State. Literally, that was my dream in secondary school. So there was this science fair exhibition whereby you have to be selected as the best innovator in Anambra State to represent Anambra State at the Science Teachers Association of Nigeria Science Fair. So our project went, we came second position in the first stage, and the second stage, I had to really work hard on my presentation, how I passed information. It was very key that you have to have a very good presentation as well. So when our project got rejected, I was really, really sad. Um, so sad that when I came back to school, I was surprised everyone was clapping for me. Like I was like, I failed, but everyone was clapping. Then the principal told me that never in the history of our school has our school gotten to that level I took our school to. So even if I didn't win, they were very grateful. So this actually helped my mindset, and I was able to go back home and do my assignment and find a science solution. So this is where consistency comes in. No matter what you're doing in life, if you're not consistent, forget about it. You're not going to even go halfway. You have to keep on doing and doing and doing. If you just do and stop, it's the end for you. You just have to forget. Whenever you come back, the world has moved on. As I'm currently speaking, if you're into science and technology and you're not updating yourself every day, the world will leave you and keep on going. No one is waiting for you because people have to live their lives. Someone told me, as you're sleeping, someone else is going after that dream you want.
Sure.
Yeah. So no matter how hard you think you work, or no matter how smart you think you are, or how innovative you think you are, you can't outwork someone else that puts times 10 of what you're doing. So we ask ourselves this question: how do we then succeed? It's just by doing the best you can, pushing yourself to your own limits, and hopefully things will fall in place. So I'll continue from that point. I kind of continued doing like working on projects, different projects. I won best innovative student in my college and won best innovative student in Anambra State. The next year, I applied for that same competition, and wow, with the experience we had from the previous year, we won, and it was very exciting. We presented Anambra State in the national level, and we actually came first position. And like, sorry, we actually came fourth position in Nigeria, like the whole country. We come fourth. We came fourth position. I was so happy that I was able to represent Anambra State. The next dream I set is, remember, when you have a big dream, you don't just jump to that dream and succeed. That's the problem young people make. You think you see this guy, he's successful, and you think he just did it overnight. No, it takes step by step. Baby goes lead to big dreams. Like you take those small steps to the big dream. So as I won that competition, I set another dream. I wanted to be the best in Nigeria. But that's a dream I am yet to achieve. I couldn't achieve it as a secondary school student. But now I am figuring out that it's not about being the best. It's about being the best of yourself. It's not about being the best in Anambra State, being the best in Nigeria, being the best in Africa. No, it's about being the best of yourself, because when you're the best of yourself, you can give the world all you have and still be happy with yourself. So when I left CKC in 2017, I applied for JAMB. My WAEC was literally amazing. I got 4 A's and 5B's, so I had a very amazing WAEC. But when I finished, I had to apply for university. I wrote JAMB. I literally couldn't get admission into the university. And when you're a public figure from a school like Christ the King College, Onitsha, and you don't get admission into the university, people look at you as, he didn't go into the university, he's a dumb person. And I didn't let that pull me down. I took that as an advantage. I had 1 year to literally do nothing. So I used that time to start Atec Hubs. That was when I called some of my friends that were previous teammates, and we started going to schools. We actually went to 16 schools, and we didn't have a CV, we didn't have contracts, we didn't have any files. We just went to the office and was like, good afternoon, ma, we want to teach your students. And they would be like, teach them what? Science and technology to prepare them for competitions. They were like, no, no, we don't want you. Went to 20 schools. Only 5 out of 20 called us back, and only 3 accepted our training. But the funny thing is, those 3 schools we trained, because of the previous experience we had in different competitions that those students were applying for, those 3 schools we prepared actually got to the finals. And other schools were asking those schools, hey, who prepared your students? Because the projects were really amazing. Before you knew it, we had 6 other schools call us back. Then at the point, we had up to 15 schools. But currently, right now, in Atec Hubs, we reduced the number of schools we had from 15 to just 1 school. We are trying to kind of focus more on 1 school to give all we have to 1 school. Then that school will be able to start maybe, we're looking at future goals of partnering with other organizations to expand throughout Nigeria, more of a non-governmental organization than a company for monetary purpose though. So when I started Atec Hubs, it was one of the amazing parts of my life. I would wake up by 6 a.m. in the morning, hit out to the workshop, to the schools. I would be running around. My parents were worried about me. My mom would say, go and sleep, go and sleep. But I had this mindset that if you want to succeed, you have to be extraordinary.
That's true.
Ordinary people don't succeed. To be honest, if you want to be ordinary, forget about success. You have to be extra. That's what makes extraordinary people successful. If you want to be successful, you just have to add that extra on top of the ordinary. We are all ordinary people. To be honest, as ordinary as you can get a human being. But I had to put the extra to make me extraordinary. So speaking from that perspective, so there was this Anambra Talent Show in 2018 I had to apply for. Um, that was one of the competitions that pushed me to my limits. Like I went straight to the wall, like to the end point of my abilities. Because there was this guy who was one of the smartest guys in science and technology in the whole of Anambra State. I always tell people his name is Emeka Nelson. He's one of the smartest people I've met in science and technology in my life, though. Very amazing and dedicated young man. But he has won that competition 3 times in a row. And I was very scared. Very, very, very scared. How can I beat this person that is really amazing? He has more experience than I do. I have just prior to 3 to 4 years of experience. How do I beat someone that has so many years of experience? Then I called my team. We had so many meetings. We decided to work on different projects. So what actually led to the inspiration of how we would beat Emeka Nelson is we had to do ground research. So no matter what you're doing, you have to make sure you study the background of what you want to go into. So if you want to become a musician, make sure you study the already existing type of music. And you look at your competitors, you have what do people already have out there, then make yours unique. So we looked at American and I remember
Sorry, that's
that day I was playing a video game. So I then, can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. At every stage you are in the competition, you have to keep on going. So that was how we literally went from science fair kids to literally engineers. We had to develop products that we thought we could never actually design. So I had to bring out 3 months of my time to design 6 different projects, and we invested nearly about 150,000 naira in those projects. And it was really very amazing that at the end of the competition we came out first. I expected to win. Like in my mind, I was like, I am going to win. So when they called me first position, I was like, that's what I expected, though. I expected less, like nothing less than first position. So we
I
won
can still feel
500,000 naira, and for me then it was like I don't blow. Like it's like as a 19-year-old. Huh? Hello? I didn't hear what you said, Dick.
I said I can still feel the excitement.
Yeah. It was one of the like the top moments in my life. I'm still happy for that, though. Then I also something really happened in 2018. I wrote for an exam. I also wrote JAMB the second time, and I failed the second time. But I used the extra time I had to write for apply for a scholarship where I wrote the exams. And surprisingly, someone that failed JAMB twice out of 4,000 students in Anambra State alone that wrote for that wrote for the exam, just like they took only 5 or 6 people from Anambra State, and this young man that failed JAMB twice was selected. And that's for you to understand in life, there are places that are meant for you and places that are not meant for you. Yeah, you just have to be patient enough to understand that no matter how bad you feel, just know that place is not for you. So fast forward, I got the scholarship. I came to Morocco. I was like, hey, I won 500,000 the same year. Oh my God. I was like, this life is good for me. Then that was when it hit me. So I've achieved, I'm a scholar. My parents are happy. I made my parents proud. What next? So that was when I started thinking, like, what's next? Should I just come to Morocco and start studying and get a degree and go back home and start looking for a job again, like trying to pass a file to get a job? I said, no, I'm different and I have to keep on being different because the world needs people that are different to make the world a better place. So that was when I applied for so many conferences. I actually in 2019 or 2018, yeah, 2019, I applied for 75 opportunities, 75, and I only won one out of 75. But that one opportunity, just look at that one opportunity, gave me access to, boom, like this year I'm a Google Creative Campus Fellow, Falling World finalist. I'm part of the Queen Commonwealth Trust. Like, just boom, just from one opportunity, like it went pa pa pa. That's for you to understand. When people say there is this normal slang, you say Nigeria, connection. If you don't have connection, you'll not be successful. It's a lie.
Talent is not enough.
It's a lie. You don't need someone to tell you this is this opportunity, this is this connection, this is ta ta ta. No, find connection. Once you get access to one connection, tap from that connection, like extract it dry. So I went for this conference and I met this girl. She's from Ghana, and she was the one that introduced me to a Moroccan entrepreneur here in Morocco. So the man actually connected me with a different organization, which is the African Science Week, which is a program under the next Einstein Forum. So that was where I got to meet some amazing people, and I also got the chance to be one of the winners of Johnson & Johnson Champions of Science. So this year has been really amazing, but the question we ask ourselves is, when you achieve, what next? And for me, what next is right now is I'm looking in the next the next 5 years. I'm looking to be one of the greatest storytellers, because I also love storytelling, not only about science and technology. I love projecting stories in different ways that would inspire people. So for now, I'm looking at storytelling that would help people that have mental health problems, because I don't know if everyone